Hello and welcome to our channel. I am Sangeet Chopra from Cybercure Technologies, and this particular video will be cracking a machine named as Node. So let me show you from where you can download this machine to practice. You can go to Firefox and open a website named as OneHub. OneHub, you can write OneHub here. And you can actually, on the left hand side you'll see an option of search. You can search here Node, N-O-D-E, Node, and you'll get an option of Node. That'll be, I believe, the second, yes, this second one, Node 1. You can download this. To download it, you can actually click on it and open it, and you'll get an option of downloads. You can download it from here. There are 3 different links. You can use any of them to download it. You can even have a torrent link here. What I have done is I've already downloaded it and loaded in another computer. So let's search for the IP address operating Node machine. So I can write nmap-s capital P and the IP address, or you can see the complete range. This is for scanning the complete network. And here you can see that this particular IP 192.168.29.166 is actually the IP address of my Node machine. So let us do the complete port and service scan, for which I can use the command nmap-a-v and the IP address. That will be 192.168.29.166, and over here it will scan your complete machine. And what we can see in the output is that let's see. So here we can see that port number 22 is open. Over here you can see port number 22 is open, that is for SSH, and port number 3000 is open. Wow, we have port number 3000 open, on which Apache Hadoop is running, and we can also see that on port number 3000 we have HTTP methods. That means this particular port is accessible via browser, right? So let us try opening this IP on port number 3000 browser, and as we can see that no other port is open, so I think we need to use only these 2 ports to exploit the machine, right? So it will be 192.168.29.166. Now if I press enter directly, it won't open because port number 80 is not accessible. So I have to explicitly mention port number 3000 in the end. So I'll write :3000 and I'll press enter. And yes, we can see a web application running on this particular IP. Right? It seems like it's like a social media website, My Place. Right, and it is also showing us 3 new members who have joined the website, and there's a login panel. We can try admin, the most basic way. Default username password, it does not work, unfortunately. What else can we try? Okay, let's try SQL injection, the basic SQL injection by commenting the password. Let us check if it works. No, it is also not working. So what can be done now? Normally what I do is I do the reconnaissance, or you can say I enumerate the source code. So let us do that. And as the name suggests, this application is made in Node.js, so a lot of information can be provided in the JS file. So let us see. Okay, here we can see we have a lot of JS files. This is app.js, then we have controller JS files. So I'll open all the files and try to find something good inside it. So let's see. Okay, so this is the first file where we can see that username and password is authenticated. This I don't think will be any useful. Okay, this is another file where we have one URL named as API user latest. It might be displaying the user details that are shown on the desktop, the home page. So let us check. Oh wow, it is actually showing the username and the hash of the password, and it is also showing the privilege of the user, right? It is saying false. So let us copy these details in some text editor. I normally use Cherry Tree. You can also use it. It's one of the good editors to maintain your notes. So I'll name the node because machine is named as node, and I'll add a subnode with the name users and paste the usernames and hashes of their password. Now if we have the hash of the password, as you know, password hashes cannot be decrypted, but there can be a way of using rainbow tables, or you can say brute force, to find the clear text of these hashes. But for that we actually need to recognize that. So type of hash, for type of hash we can use hash identifier. It's a very good tool in Kali. In hash identifier, and then you can paste any of the hashes here, and it'll try to identify the type of hash, whether it's MD5, SHA or what. And as you can see, it says it is SHA-256, right? So what I'll do is I'll try to find some websites on Google where they have a database of SHA-256 for decryption. So I can go to Google and I'll write SHA-256 decrypt or anything like that, right? Decrypt. And here it says they have more than 15 million, I believe, entries. So I'll paste the hash here and we'll see if it can be decrypted, or you can say it can be brute forced or not. Okay, decrypt. And yes, it can be decrypted, and the password for the first user is SpongeBob. Let us write it here just next to the hash. So I've done it for all the users. Now let us log in via Tom. So I'll open the website again on port number 3000, and I'll try to log in via Tom account. And give the username Tom and password as SpongeBob. And it says welcome back Tom, but it also says only admin user have access to control panel currently. Please check back soon for the other functionality. So unfortunately it was a rabbit hole, we didn't find anything here. Let us come back to source code enumeration to check whether we find something good. Okay, so here we were check the latest users. Okay, here we have one more URL named as API/users. Let us check this particular URL. Maybe we'll find something interesting in this particular URL. And as you can see, we have found one more user here, and where is admin is equal to true. So if we can crack this particular user in the same manner, we might log in with the admin account. So let us try to again decrypt this password, this hash, using same website, SHA-256 decrypt. So I'll go to Google and I'll write SHA-256 decrypt, and I'll open this website again and I'll try to paste the hash and decrypt it, and I'll hope that it will be decrypted. So let us click on decrypt. Yes, it got decrypted. The password is Manchester. I'll again paste it in the cherry tree file just next to the hash. Okay, and I'll try to log in via admin account. So I'll copy the username because username is quite difficult, and password is easy. This is ironic, but it's okay. As it's a practice machine, people do all this kind of stuff. So click on login and I have an option of download backup. So let us download this file. We might find something interesting inside it. Okay, I've downloaded it. Let us check what is inside this file. I'll go to download. This is the file. So let's read this file. We can read it in terminal using the cat command. So right click, you can click on open in terminal and you can write cat myspace.backup. and it's something encrypted, and as per my understanding, I feel it's a base 64 encryption. So let us try to decrypt it using base 64 decoder. So I'll write place, and yes, it got decrypted, so we were correct. It was base 64 encoded file. We try to open the file, and this is the complete source code of the web application, but unfortunately it's password protected. So now again we have to brute force the password on the file, for which we can use fcrackzip. This is basically to crack passwords on zip files. Command is fcrackzip -u capital -D -p. P is for password file, and over here you will have to give your dictionary and then the file name of which you want to crack the password. Oh, I made a mistake, I believe. Let me check again. Oh, the file name is my place, not my space, so let me correct it. My place. And yes, it says the password is matching word. Wow. So now we can actually extract all the files from the zip file using this particular password. So let us do it. Okay, password was magic word. I press OK. It has been extracted. Now let's check what can we find inside it. I'll try to open app.js. It might have connection string, and yes, you can see there's a connection string inside it for the user Mark. So let us write it somewhere. It is a MongoDB connection string, so I'll paste it. This is good. This might help. And I'll try to connect via this username on SSH, right? Because if you remember, SSH port was open. So let us try if this user have the accessibility of SSH. So if it happens, then we are actually inside the machine using this user Mark, right? So I'll paste the password, and yes, we are in. So we are in the machine now. Let us try the kernel. It is Linux 4.4. You can actually find the exploit for privilege escalation for this particular kernel, and you can also see the flag file in home / there are 3 users. You can use any of them. Let us try Tom, and here you can see the user file, right? To find the privilege escalation exploit, you can actually use search exploit and give the kernel name, and here you can see the exploit. You can use this to see the root.txt file as. Okay, so let us see what all we have covered now. So first thing that we did was port and service enumeration. We're using Nmap. Then we learned about source code enumeration, from which we got the API links, which were actually used to find the details. Then we did the hash identifier to find the type of hash. Then we tried using rainbow tables to crack the hash, and then we found the file, and we used brute force on password of zip file.